You know, Space Dandy is right. It's not all about the boobies. It's all about the booty.
Yeah! Space Dandy, Episode 1, First Person Review, let's go! Directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, written by Dai Sato, Keiko Nobumoto, and Kimiko Ueno. Music by Yasuyuki Okamura. Animation Studios, Booms. And there's going to be 26 episodes to this series. So for the story of Space Dandy, basically the series will follow Dandy, an alien hunter who is a dandy guy in space, in search for aliens with his robot assistant QT and a cat alien named Meow. So let me talk about some of the good things first about Space Dandy, and then I'm going to get on to some of the things that concern me a little bit and how this series is going to work exactly. Like, there's a few things I'm a little concerned with, but let me talk about some of the good things. So the first thing is the animation for this series. The animation is really, really good. It's fantastic. Bones did an excellent job animating this series. It's very fluent in the movements and it's just very colorful, and it just works. It really does work. It works very, very well, and it looks stunning. I love the animation for this series, so that's a very big plus for me. I love the way it looks. The comedy in this series as well is really, really good. Like, it's pretty funny. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments with this series, so you know you can find something funny about this series. So I like that too. The comedy in here is pretty solid. And I'll say that the characters in this series as well, from the characters that we've seen, the three main characters, they are pretty likable. They're pretty likable characters. You know, you'll like them because they're very goofy and silly, and especially Danny. Danny is just so freaking stupid. So I mean, I like Danny, but you know, the characters are pretty likable in the series as well. Now, some of the things I had an issue with when it comes to this series, though, is the character development. Like, the characters, we didn't get much development on any of the characters, really. Even Space Dandy didn't really get much development. He's just, all we know, he's a freaking alien hunter, and he's there to, he's trying to hunt some alien and stuff, and you know, he kind of fails in the catch because he thought this person was a different species, you know, a rare species, because you have to basically catch rare species and turn them in, and that's how you know, get money and everything like that. And that's what he thought he was gonna do to this cat he was trying to catch, but it was just a sticker on his face because he couldn't recognize if it was a different species or something else. So yeah, at the end of the day, he failed, and that cat is now with them, and he's gonna be joining on his adventures and everything. So you know, like I said, there's not really much development that actually happened when it came to the characters in here, so that's one thing I actually had an issue with. The other thing I have an issue with this episode, honestly, and I don't know if this is going to be the trend for the rest of the episodes, which I hope that's not the case, but basically, at the end of this episode, they all blow up. They all blow up because Dandy went to a different freaking planet so he can go capture another alien, or capture an alien and everything, so, you know, he can make some money and crap. And the thing here is, he ends up doing like a protocol where he's just basically gonna blow everybody up. You know, he uses a supernova and blows everybody up. I'm like, it's really stupid. And he's like, I shouldn't have thought. I guess I didn't think this through. And I'm like, oh, you freaking stupid. Like, that was pretty funny. But at the same time, everybody blows up, and that's like the end. Like, the episode ends. So it's like a big what? Like, WTF? What the heck? So the thing is, you see like the next episode credits, and we see them back alive doing their own thing. So is this going to be like almost like a cartoony kind of fashion where basically each episode's episodic and doesn't matter what happens to them in that said episode, they'll be just fine in the next? Or are they going to try to explain this, how they got out of this explosion exactly? How they survived this explosion? Because I'm hoping that's what they're going to do, that they'll do it in some comical fashion and show exactly how he survived that explosion and how they're all still okay. Because if it's gonna be in a more cartoony fashion where they blow up and don't really matter what happens in the episode, it's just, you know, it's just there. That means there's not much development that's actually gonna happen with the rest of the series, and that concerns me a little bit. So that, you know, I don't want nothing stupid like that to happen, you know. So that's the only thing I'm really concerned about when it comes to this series. Hopefully, it's not a very episodic series where it's just, like I said, each episode is still its own thing, and it doesn't really matter what happens in that set episode. It doesn't transfer on to the next. You know, I don't like series like that too much, so hopefully that's not the case with Space Dandy. The only other thing I can say, though, is the story progression for the series is actually not that bad. There's a few things in here that hint to greater things going on with the series. Like, one, there's obviously a freaking war going on. I don't know, like, the funny thing is they casually stepped over that. That was so funny. Like, they casually stepped over that. You're like, oh, you know, there's a war happening, but don't worry about that. Let's go back to Space Dandy. What's he doing? Like no, I want to see the war. What's happening? like don't care about that. Dandy, go eat a taco, get some booty or something. What's happening with this war? What's happening? But you know, that's one of the things. So I know it's gonna be a hint to later on in the show that something's gonna go on with that, and Danny's have to get involved in some way. So I like that. Also, we have these like random aliens trying to capture or go after Space Dandy as well. So that also shows that he has some enemies, and why are they trying to follow him? I'm assuming possibly that he ended up catching one of their like, you know, alien friends or something for a bounty or something like that. So they're upset and probably want to get him. That's my assumption, anyways. But we'll have to see where this is all gonna go and what they're gonna do. But like I said, there's a little bit of story progression that actually happened in this episode, so that's actually a good thing. So overall, I will say that this was a decent episode for Space Dandy. Not a bad episode. No, there's little things that could have been better, but overall, this was an enjoyable episode to watch and a decent first episode for Space Dandy. So yeah, what do you guys think of Space Dandy? You know, what are your thoughts? What are your first impressions of this series? Leave in the comment section below and tell me. Like this little review here, and subscribe if you want to see maybe more Space Dandy reviews. We'll see where this goes. I may do Space Dandy reviews, but I have other first impressions I'm going to be having up probably tomorrow, because there's a few other series coming out on the 5th. So stay tuned for that. You know, stay tuned for that. So yeah, it's been the Breakmaster, and until then, people, break out.